Hello everyone, I am Liz Holloway from Vancouver, BC, or in British Columbia, Canada, and welcome to the Facebook Live. It is August 22nd, 7:30 Vancouver time. Actually, it's not really 7:30 yet. We still have 4 minutes, but I thought I would jump on a little bit early because sometimes the feed doesn't work or I would have problems with my computer. So I thought I'd jump in a little bit early just to make sure everything is okay, and so far it is. So I know that I am early, so if you are here, just kind of shout out and say hello, and we will I'll give a few minutes so that the feed will actually catch up to everybody. Anyways, 7:27. Today or this evening, we're actually going to be working on the Blended Seasons and the Stampratus. And this is my last episode for this particular stamp set because it is ending at the end of the month, which is next week in August the 31st. So if you haven't had a chance to work with the Blended Seasons bundle, I highly recommend getting it. And it is a beautiful stamp set bundle itself. And not only that, but we are on bonus month as well. So if you get this bundle, you get a $6 coupon, plus I will match anyone who purchase it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. It is 7:28. I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'll show you a couple of the cards that I have created. So here, let me just go here. And so here is the Blended Seasons that comes in 2 sets. It's got the variety of the fall, the Christmas, the thank yous, the hibiscus, you're the friend just missing you, the actual wheat, and also the the leaves right here. And then the bundle that I'm talking about is called the Stitch Framelits die. It has all the coordinating dies except for this particular stamp. Okay, and then it's got the stitch framelits. So, and then today I'm also going to be using the Cake Soiree for you. And anyone who purchased this bundle will also receive projects to make these. So this is a very simple Merry Christmas card, and you're going to need your stamps plus your Big Shot and the glue, as well as the stamping blends, and it's a beautiful paper. So you'll get, let's see, I have I'm gonna say you'll get 8 card stocks mailed to you when you buy the bundle. So here is my other card that I have, wishing you all the best. And this is also a nice, easy card if you are looking for something quick and fast. And I did 2 cards just because I thought I was teaching this card class, but I'm not now. So, like I said, if you are interested in purchasing the bundle, I will mail you all the materials for you to your house. And then this is one of the cards I absolutely love, and it's Merry Christmas again, and we're working on all Christmas stamp set this time. This is the Merry Christmas, and then when you open it up, you actually can see put a picture in here, so it's kind of like a memorabilia that you can put on the stand. And have you noticed that the background here, I guess you can't really see. Oh, there you go. It's kind of like embossed in here, and so this will be put on display in the box.com, and I'll give you all the measurements plus the videos when you purchase the dies and the bundle. So this is what I am working on. I'm actually going to show you how to create this set, this piece here, and it is a wreath. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making this for you and teaching you how. First of all, you're going to start off with a 6x6 sheet of paper or any cardstock, or even you know, retired designer papers. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to score this in half. So this piece here is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and half of that is 2 7/8. Okay, so I'm going to put that right in the middle. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to put 2 7/8 and scoring it right down again. So this is all I'm going to need. And then when you're creating something like this, you want to use retired paper, especially if it's white. Just turn it around and not even have to worry about it. You can use Whisper White if you want. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. And what you're going to need is the layering square framelits die. Now you can use whatever die you have on hand. So I'm going to just use just a regular square die that's from the layering square dies. I'm not sure what the size of this is, okay? And so what I'm doing now is making sure that I have a square, or like making sure that where the lines are coordinating is center to the square dies. Okay, and so here I got this centered right now. I'm going to bring in my acrylic plate. Here's my acrylic plate. And place this right on top. Okay, and then crank it through my Big Shot. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn my my die so that the die on each of the corners coordinates with the score lines, making like a diamond shape. So I'm going to take this and making sure that they're all lined up before I die cut. So here, lining it square, okay? And then creating this. Now I'm creating a template right now so that I can work with the wreath. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is bringing in, oh, I forgot one other thing. Bring in my Big Shot again. That particular die that you just used to die cut the template, okay? So what I'm going to do is take my layering square and apply this piece right here. So I just want a white piece. Okay, remove that. Alright, so I got this square piece that I have here, and I bring in my stamparatus. Place the acrylic pad here and my block. Okay, so then how this goes is that you're going to place your template right in here. Make sure that you have your magnets on. And then this white piece here, all this is going to do is fit right on top of this template. And what I'm doing is I'm creating this bell piece right here. Okay, so I'm working on the Blended Season, and this is the bell. Now, because we're gearing towards Christmas, I thought the bell would be appropriate because of Christmas. And so just going to remove this. And how this is placed is that wherever the top of the bell, where the bow is, like I'm talking like right here. So all I'm doing is I'm placing this right on here, right onto the corner, just like this, and then closing the lid. Then I'm going to take my Momentum ink because I'm going to do some stamp using my stamping blends, right? So I'm going to just ink that up. And then I'm going to rotate to the next corner. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp again. And rotate to the next corner. And then re-ink. So every time when you want to stamp, re-ink again. Okay, and then rotate one more time. Ink. And then stamp. Now, the rule of thumb is that the bigger the square, the more stamping areas that you need to do. Okay, and so I chose a smaller square because I don't want to do too much stamping and I don't want to be doing too much coloring. There's my peeps, Christine, Eileen, and Wanda. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to just remove all the inks here. And by the way, if you haven't used or got the chamois, I love the chamois. It's much better than the baby wipes now. And then all I'm going to do is just store it back into this case here. It's a single kind of case for your photopolymer. Okay, so I'm going to remove this and put this back. So just finished cleaning it. Okay, and now what I need is my hollies. Okay, and so now instead of placing all the holly like right across, what I'm going to do is going to take, how am I going to do this? I'm going to take this, okay, lay it down on my template, and then here you need to figure out where you're going to have the placement of the hollies. So you might have to move your magnets around just to maneuver it, okay? And so here it's kind of like sitting right in between the actual ribbon, okay? And then I'm gonna press down just to make sure it holds. So I hope that helps. Okay, so then now I'm gonna take my holly, and this is my corner that I'm gonna stamp on. So here, I'm gonna press down, okay? And then every time when I rotate, I want to make sure that the image is sitting on this corner. Again, ink it up. Okay, so then I'm going to turn this again. Okay, and I'm lining it up, inking. I'm just using the momentum ink because I'm going to do the blends. Okay, turn it one more time. And then ink and okay, stamp. So if you're just joining on, don't worry, it's going to be repeated over, and hopefully it will save. Not only that, but I got it recorded as well. Okay, so then now I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this off, make sure that it doesn't stain my stamp. Okay, and you see it's dirty. Okay, the black will stain your chamois. If you are wanting this, I highly recommend buying two. One is to keep at home, and then if you do teach, at least you have a spare one. I keep it in a case, and sometimes the chamois does go hard, so all you have to do is run it under the water until it actually saturates with water, and then wring it out, and then close the case right back up again. Okay, so now I have finished creating a wreath and is using the Blended Seasons. Okay, and then I'm done with the stamparatus, I believe. And then I'm going to take in all of these stamping blends. We don't need the orange. We got the, okay, glasses time. Sorry. We got the color lifter. This is the Granny Apple Smith, which is the dark. This is the light real red, the light night of navy, and we might be working with, what's this one? The light pool party. Okay, so those are the 4 colors. Oh, and then I forgot my yellows. My yellows would be the dark daffodil delight and the light daffodil delight. Okay, and so here I'm gonna just go ahead and use the light daffodil delight, and then creating circular motions for the bell. And just kind of like working all of the coloring, whatever you want. Okay. And then my last bell. And then with the blends, I tend to, you know, color in circular motions. Okay, and then I'm going to take my darker Daffodil Delight, and then let's say that I'm going to make a darker top, and just by dabbing it. And it does bleed once in a while, depending on the paper. Okay, this is just, and I'm also going to show you actually a trick. Now, watch this. See, I'm going to turn this over. This is my old designer paper, which is the last year, I believe. But if you turn it over, it's actually like white, right? So why not use it? Nobody's going to know except for you. The recipient's not going to know that it's retired. So go ahead and use up all your cardstock, especially the white ones. It looks like Whisper White. Why not? And if you're selling this, no one's going to know that either, right? Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my real red, and I'm gonna use the pointed tip piece only. So I'm gonna just only use a little bit of the real red, because I only want certain part to be darker than others, rather than coloring it all solid, right? So I'm gonna just lightly touching the edges. And then I'm going to take my white, the color lifter, and I'm going to pull down the real red. I'm just wanting to blend it so it's not such a harsh line. And then I'm going to bring this back, and then in here just going to color it all dark. And then bring it back with the color lifter and just pulling it down. And you can make it as dark as you want or as light as you want. And sometimes the white pushes the colors away. Okay, and then, oops. Coloring it all. And if it goes out the line, oh well. Not to worry. No one's going to critique any of your colorings, right? So then I'm going to bring this back. Oh, Casey's asked me whether this is the tool, the color lifter that I told her about was to push away the colors. And she was asking me about how certain colors are outside the lines. And the answer is yes. So here is my color lifter. And so what I did was I took my color lifter and erased that part out. Okay, so it looks like that I've got some colors right here. So I'm going to take my color lifter again. Going to remove this piece, and you got to have it saturated so that it disappears. Okay, so here, now can you see that? See that? I already did the color lifter here, so it just erases it right outside the line. So if you have colors that's bleeding outside the line, just take your color lifter and saturate it and just push it right back in or push it out. And then to clean it, you just kind of scratch it onto the paper. So here I got some like some yellows here as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull that out so that the yellows don't show up. Okay, so then now what I'm gonna do, because it's still wet, what I'm going to do is probably zap this with my heat tool to let it dry. Okay. Now with this type of paper, it might not be the ideal paper. Usually when you're doing the blends, I like using the Whisper White or even the thick cardstock, just because it's a much nicer cardstock than the designer paper. Okay. So I'm not going to bother with the color lifter. I'm going to just kind of color it in quickly with the light real red. Okay, and then coming back, highlighting it. And then these ones right here. So I don't like that look, so I'm going to just color it all in. Okay, and one more ribbon. Now as you can see, now you can see why I said to use a smaller square versus a larger square, because you're going to have to fill it all in, right? So this is all snapped in. Okay, so now I'm going to use my dark Granny Smith, and this is just the tip. And color in all the hollies. See, I've already forgotten a couple of them, the berries. I'm gonna go back. You don't have to color every single one of them, and you can even do like that and just scribble really fast, especially if you have a bunch of coloring to do. I tend not to like coloring too much as well. Coloring takes lots longer than actual stamping now, just because of the images that I'm cutting out for you guys. Okay, so here I'm just kind of doing it really fast. And then I'm going to use the Night of Navy Light. And this is the bell part. So this is just the tip. Again, not really paying too much attention to the details. Sometimes it's nice to have white room or white spaces. Okay. And then for the bell part, if I can find, that's rhinestones. Rhinestones for the bells. Okay, and then just kind of lift up. And put that in place. Put that there, and one more. Okay, so then what I also like to do is always mat my cardstock, and so you got to take your ruler and you're going to measure this. So this is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 approximately, right? So what you're going to do is, now I don't have my trimmer here, so I always like to use a smaller trimmer, or actually no, let's go the other way. Okay, so you know that this is the square that you use. Why not use your bigger layering squares? Let's see if I can find one. It's not that one, maybe it's this one. Okay, so if I lay this right on top of my layering square, I'm going to create that border scallop edge. Okay, so this is probably what I would use, and then I'm going to use it right now. Okay, and I'm gonna take a piece of black cardstock and the Big Shot. Okay, and lay that there. Take the black. This is the basic black, and you saw the scallop square. Okay, and then where's my okay, so I'm gonna crank that through. So here's the square, just like that, taking the multi-purpose glue. Right on top. Okay, and then just let it dry. So then the inner piece part, which is the circle, and this is the circle layering, or the layering circle, and it looks like this. Okay, and so what you need to find out is figure out which size of circle that you want, and I kind of like that. And so what you also need to know is whether you want a scallop circle of the same size, or another circle ring. Okay, so I'm going to do that size. And so what I'm going to do is bring back my Big Shot, and then, because this is the black end, right? So the black layering. And so I'm going to put this right on top. Ooh, I loved all those hearts and the thumbs up. This is awesome. Okay, so then I'm going to take that. So that's my black. And then I'm going to take this as my white. So where's my white piece? So here's my white piece. Oops. Remove that. Right there. Okay. That is all I have for the Big Shot. And so the stamp set that I'm using, and you want to find something small, right? A word that's small. So I'm using the Cake Soirée For You. taking my Memento ink again, just stamp, and then right in the middle for you, taking my black, and I'm just using glue because it's the easiest. Okay, and then place that there. Now you can use dimensionals to pop it all up. Let's see, where's my dimensionals? Where's my dimensionals? Okay, so I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals. And these are mini dimensionals, and because it's very tiny, it's probably about a quarter the size. It's great when you got small things happening. Okay, so then I'm going to add probably like that. And then I'm going to add more dimensionals. I had big ones somewhere. It's like in my mess. But that's okay. I'm going to finish off using these dimensionals. I mean, rhinestones, right? So I'm going to cut up a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to just add miscellaneous rhinestone here and there. Probably add one more. Okay, so then what I'm going to do now is, let's see if I have, why can't I find anything? Okay, I'm gonna mix it all up again. Okay, so I got this piece of strip of designer paper. I'll be right back. Oh, here's the cardstock. Okay, and then bringing back my scoreboard. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's gonna score this at 5 1/2. Now I gotta lift up my glasses. You see, if I don't put things away, I lose it in the pile of mess here. I found my rhinestones that I was wanting to use. Okay, so here is the rhinestone, and you can add a little bit more rhinestones if you want. And then I'm gonna fold this in half, and then score it with my bone folder. So here, got 2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and I'm gonna probably just do this. And it's a good thing that the colors do match, right? I'm kind of like, wow. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna use this designer paper. I'm gonna place this right here on the left hand side, leaving a strip of white piece right here. Love, yes, I do love the plaids too. Okay, and then here, I'm gonna put that probably right here. So I'm gonna pop it up with dimensionals again. You can use your regular dimensionals as well. Mine just happened to be on my desk. Okay, release this. Okay, so here it is. So the main thing about this tutorial was to show you how to create the wreath part with your stamps. And so here I got 2 different cards accidentally. It's because I was not prepared tonight. So the original card was creating this particular card, and then I stamped it all the way around and showed you the coloring. Because I didn't cut this part, I decided to use whatever's left over on my work surface and created this. So the exact same procedure of how to stamp the wreath. So this is a solid stamping blends, and this is kind of like scribble around saying that it's kind of like not really perfect, and so you got this card. So that is all I have today. It's 8:07, and if you missed the beginning, I want to show you that if you buy the stamp set or the bundle, which is like all of this, the Blended Seasons and this Stitch Season Framelits, I will give you 4 of these cardstocks for your home, and you can stamp on your own time. Okay, so there's that wishing you all the best, and it's got the ribbon, it's got the dies, so that's one. And then this is the Merry Christmas, and then again I will give you all the materials to stamp your own on your own time. And then this is my favorite, which is Merry Christmas, and this is a fun fold one. Okay, so when you open it up, put a picture in here, write your sentiment in there, and this is a fabulous fun fold. And then you got that one extra card that I just told you and did live on. Now all of these will be in the box.com as well as the measurements. So anyways, it is 8:08, and thank you for joining in. It's Wednesday evening, and I hope you enjoyed this particular tutorial. Bye for now. If you have any questions, I can be reached at liz.holloway@gmail.com, or visit my blog www.lizhollowaydesign.ca, and the following Facebook pages: Liz Holloway Design or the Painted Per Fanatics.